Disclaimer, this is going to be a rant. This started out a civilized video, but then it quickly went downhill. So if you're like me and born in 2000, people think that you're some kind of salt of the earth, someone born at an important crux in history, like a blue dragon zodiac type. My mom told me she remembers that people would intentionally try to have a child that year even if they weren't ready for it at all, just for the token of having a blue dragon baby. And while being born in 2000 does have its perks, the main one being I have no excuse to forget my age, for me, it's honestly a lot of stress, because people born in my year are the bridge between two generations, what I'll call the Nick at Night kids and the Jake Paul kids. In other words, we're too young to have enjoyed Rocco's Modern Life while it aired, and too old to enjoy the senseless juvenile stupidity of a few mainstream YouTubers.
It's every day, bro! You know it's Nick Crumpton and my collar stay poppin'. Yes, I can rap.
So what does this have to do with college? Everything. Because let me lay one point out. Colleges exist to make money. And while yes, colleges do provide education and opportunities for personal growth, they mainly want your money. You want to know why college is so expensive? Because they're trying to appeal to as many people as possible. One school gets an espresso machine, everyone else gets it. One gets a rock climbing wall, everyone else has to get it. And suddenly the competition becomes so heated that the differences between colleges start to blur and the price just keeps on going up. What's happening to college right now is, similar to kids born in 2000, it's undergoing a generational change. They're trying to appeal to a new group of people. The days of eating instant noodles are over. Now you get the luxuries of what's essentially a country club in addition to classes. This all comes at a great cost though, literally a great cost. Just 3 decades ago, the price of attending a public university was half of what it is today, $10,000 to $20,000. And that's not even considering if you're going to attend a private university, which can weigh in at around $40,000 to $5,000 on average. It ain't cheap, hun, so let's weigh the pros and cons. Okay, now we have a couple of options, and this is what stresses me out. Number 1, study what you like and pay the price. Number 2, study something you hate and have less debt. Or number 3, find another way to make money. I'm grappling with all 3 options right now, and I'm losing my mind. I think 1 and 2 are self-explanatory. The whole doctor or artist dilemma I'm sure many of you are going through. So let's talk about 3, find another way to make money. In particular, scholarships, because I want to. Scholarships are the best way to lessen the price of college. If you think about it, working your menial high school fast food janitorial job, it'd easily take you more than 100 hours to make $1,000. Meanwhile, a $1,000 scholarship can often take merely 1 to 2 hours to apply for. It's very time efficient, but the problem is, as you know, it's extremely selective. And I can't help feeling like Ron Weasley when all these colleges want Harry Potter. I feel like Tails when they want Sonic. I feel like Mike Pence and they want Donald Trump. I feel like Brandon Miller and they want Will Meeker. It's just, we don't match up. I'm sorry. From a practical standpoint, these forms of financial aid exist to make college equally possible for all students, but from my standing, giving everyone a huge burden and then choosing a few to not bear it is just selective inequality. The best way to establish fairness would just be, I don't know, make it more affordable for everyone, but I understand that doing that would get rid of our espresso machines and rock climbing walls and puppy rentals and paid chefs in our food courts. It would take the removal of comfort, and that's a price I know most people aren't willing to pay. So it just kind of feels like a lose-lose for most average students. For another dimension, I feel like college is also just bad for your soul, and not in a religious sense, but the intangible moral and emotional qualities of a person. It sets it on fire. Excluding a minority of people who have been benefited by it, what happens upon entrance to college is the individual is completely uprooted from their familial, friendly, and scholastic support systems. The days of going home to your family and cats or dogs are over, and instead you return to your prison cell-sized dorm that you additionally share with 3 other people, and 3 other cells share 1 toilet and 1 shower. It's very likely you won't be hanging out with your high school friends anymore. Most people will develop a myriad of superficial friendships. Many students overeat, many undereat. Others get involved in irresponsible usage of drugs and alcohol, and to top it all off, countless kids lose their innocence in a way they're ashamed of and just bury it in their soul. It's just a huge initial wave of loneliness and isolation while the debt keeps piling up. This is why depression and suicide are endemic issues among college freshmen, and I feel like it's all because your support systems completely melt away in an instant. One person I know said the worst part about college is how most students have to live there, meaning it's really hard to escape the negative aspects aside from a couple of breaks mandated in the calendar. So if you're having a bad time, you're kind of stuck, unless you drop out, but no one gets successful that way. Oh wait. So my advice that I've received from graduates is, as soon as possible, immerse yourself in a community with people that share your interests and values. I like to think of it in a really cute metaphor. Sea otters, when they sleep, lay on their backs, and if they're alone, they'll drift off somewhere they don't want to go. So what they've adapted to do is lock arms with each other when they sleep so that they stay anchored. Think of that as the importance of community, especially in college. If you don't have community, it's easy to get lost. However, community is a double-edged sword because being locked in place can be bad. Sometimes the otters don't want to move, but they're swimming in garbage. And if one tries to get away, the rest of the otters will just tighten their little paws and hiss, "Ha, you're not going anywhere." I made that part up. Otters don't really do that. But my point is, oftentimes college can become an echo chamber for harmful ideas about society and people. To avoid this, I recommend reading a book, or several books if you can muster that. Books about things outside your comfort area and garner from other people's perspectives. Just open your mind a little, please, please. In fact, that's one thing that worries me, one of my biggest concerns. I'm deeply afraid that when I go to college, I'll become a horrible person because of loneliness or being institutionalized. Just add that to a law of debt. Yay. So take a breath because, ironically, despite all of that, I'm actually looking forward to college. And if you've been watching this, you're probably thinking that I'm considering dropping out or not even attending. But there is one thing that I want to get done while I'm there. Learning. Oh yeah, that happens at college too. Despite the cost and alienation that occurs, there is no doubting that universities are some of the best learning institutions in the world. Just as there are dry ones, there are professors who are experienced in their fields and are excited to share and teach what they know with you, especially if you have a passion for what you want to pursue. And also, while I do believe college is a toxic social environment for most people, these are still just normal people. And most people are decent. So yeah, chances are you'll find a true friend, someone who gets you, someone with your interests, perhaps even someone you love, but that might be pushing it. It's that whole saying that there's plenty of fish in the sea, except the sea is polluted and you have to pay to get in it. So yeah, I'm kind of running out of steam here. Long story short, college is annoying, but it's necessary to achieve in the modern world. It's like making a deal with the devil to move forward. Take comfort in that. Thanks for listening. If you feel similarly or differently, please comment and subscribe for more videos. I'm always looking for advice about college or people's own experiences. I promise I'll try to make more positive content in the future. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
So let me show you how the art at Jiggelmeister Productions works. My manager is currently lying on the couch here. So let's look at this current piece that I'm working on. Gotta show the fine people. What do you think this is, guys?
Those are ocular orbs.
It's eyes, you perverts! Jeez, what's wrong with you? These are titties. Okay, that's